Alana, Honey Boo Boo, Thompson acknowledges her frustration with being perceived as a little kid by others. Alana, Honey Boo Boo, Thompson is no longer the young girl whom viewers observed maturing on television. The formerly pageant contestant, 17, gained widespread recognition after her appearance on TLC's Toddlers and Tiaras. The series initiated Alana's foray into reality television, during which she and her family featured on Here Comes Honey Boo Boo from 2012 to 2014, preceding the debut of WeTV's Mama June, From Not to Hot. Although audiences first became familiar with her several years ago as a little girl, Alana, who will turn 18 on August 28, expresses that some fans are unable to perceive her as anything other than a child. "I receive numerous comments of that nature," she elucidates. "Having been on television for an extended period since my youth, many individuals continue to perceive me as a child." Alana, Honey Boo Boo, Thompson is prepared for college but uncertain about the future of her relationship with Drawlin. However, Alana is quite the opposite, particularly as she prepares to attend college after her recent graduation from Wilkinson County High School in McIntyre, Georgia. She has been in a relationship with her 21-year-old partner, Drawlin Carswell, since 2021. Many individuals continue to believe, "You are not meant to be this way, and you have a boyfriend? That is not permissible," she states. "I am nearing 18 years of age and have already graduated from high school. I consider myself to be essentially an adult, thus I find it difficult to comprehend." Alana's parents earlier surrendered custody, placing her under the guardianship of her sister Lauren, Pumpkin, Shannon, and her brother-in-law, Joshua Efford. From Lauren's viewpoint, the task of raising Alana in conjunction with her own children presented various problems. "Navigating this situation has been challenging, as Josh and I have 4 children, and we are also preparing to send Alana off to college," Lauren informs others. Prior to that, "We were attempting to facilitate Alana's graduation while simultaneously learning to manage 5 children under the age of 5, in addition to a high school graduate. This situation consistently posed significant challenges for both Josh and me. Nevertheless, we invariably found a way to effectively manage all 5 children." Alana is, fortunately, well prepared to embark on her collegiate journey. "I am prepared. I believe this will undoubtedly be a distinct journey, but I feel equipped for it," Alana states. "I am uncertain whether the cameras will be tracking my movements at this time. You will simply have to await the outcome." Nonetheless, on a luminous and brisk morning in Georgia, Mama June received an unforeseen phone call that would alter the course of her life. "Las Vegas, indeed," exclaimed the voice on the other end. It was Pumpkin, her eldest daughter, overflowing with enthusiasm. "We have received an invitation to participate in a live reunion show in Las Vegas." June Shannon, known as Mama June, had not visited Las Vegas since prior to her descent into addiction and turmoil. 2 years sober, engaged in therapy, and gradually restoring trust with her daughters, Pumpkin Alana, known as Honey Boo Boo, as well as Jessica and Anna, she perceived this as a fresh start. However, Las Vegas was not merely a location. It constituted an examination. In a small yet comfortable residence outside Atlanta, June meticulously organized her belongings. She deposited her sobriety chip in her purse, kissed her grandchild Bentley on the forehead, and greeted Alana at the door. At 19, Alana exhibited a maturity surpassing her age. She donned a sequined hoodie emblazoned with the phrase "Boo Boo in Vegas" on the other side. "Prepared to wager your emotions?" Alana jested, sipping her iced coffee. June chuckled. "The sole risk I am taking is that of second chances." Pumpkin accompanied Josh and the children. They were all en route to the airport, one large, dysfunctional, yet healing family. Upon the Shannon crew's arrival in Las Vegas, a delightful mayhem ensued. Flashing lights, recording cameras, and people exclaiming, "We adore you, Honey Boo Boo." However, as June posed for selfies, a profound narrative was reflected in Alana's eyes. During supper that evening in their hotel suite, Alana revealed a shocking piece of information. "I have been accepted into a college in Colorado. I will depart in the autumn." The table became quiet. June's eyes brimmed with tears. I take pride in your accomplishments, dear, she remarked. However, I had already missed a considerable amount. I wish to avoid missing this as well. Alana extended her hand across the table and grasped her mother's hand. Therefore, do not fail to act now. The live recording was exhilarating. Mama June, Pumpkin, Alana, and Gino, via video call, were involved. The host posed challenging inquiries. June, do you believe you have regained your family's trust? June gazed into the camera, then at her girls. Negative.
Not at this time.
However, I awaken each day endeavoring to do so. The audience burst into applause. Unexpectedly, an unanticipated visitor arrived. The girls' estranged sibling, Anna Chickadee Cardwell. Following years of separation, she emerged backstage, observing quietly. Alana observed her first. Anna? The cameras continued to record as Anna entered the illumination. The sisters embraced one another. Even June succumbed to tears. I have always remained your mother, June said. Following the performance, the family traveled to the Vegas Strip, not for libations or raucous evenings, but for familial connection. They ascended the high roller Ferris wheel, observed a magic performance, and even engaged in clumsy dancing at a family-oriented club. Alana positioned herself adjacent to the fountains at the Bellagio, observing the water's choreography. Hello, mother, she remarked. Perhaps Las Vegas is not solely about total loss. Perhaps it pertains to reclaiming a portion of it. June acquiesced. Perhaps it pertains to recalling your true identity, even if it necessitated your own self-sacrifice first. Nevertheless, on a bright spring morning in the little Georgian town of McIntyre, flowers blossomed with the promise of transformation, and gossip circulated abundantly. The Shannon family residence was situated adjacent to a dusty lane, its porch recently painted, as though Mama June sought to conceal the past. Greetings, neighbors, Mama June said with a broad smile, gesturing to the intrigued observers peering through their blinds. She was carrying a platter of baked cookies, part of her new Be Kind, Be Clean, Be Seen initiative. For her, redemption transcended mere terminology. It constituted a mission. Within the residence, Alana Honey Boo Boo Thompson sat with her legs crossed on the couch, perusing her phone, her brow furrowed. She was not completely convinced by the full new Mama June persona. You can tidy a residence, but can you rectify the past? She murmured quietly. June had endured a tumultuous period marked by addiction, legal issues, a series of damaged relationships, and a disjointed family. However, she was now rehabilitated, participating in therapy, and endeavoring to regain not only the public's affection but, more crucially, her kids as well. In her quest for redemption, June re-established a relationship with Justin, her intermittent boyfriend who had supported her through legal proceedings and rehabilitation programs. However, circumstances were not as ideal as they appeared. That afternoon, when June was arranging a family fun and forgiveness barbecue in the backyard, Alana eavesdropped on Justin's phone conversation. I no longer believe I love her in the same manner, Justin remarked, pacing along the perimeter of the yard. She is undergoing transformation, yet perhaps I have also evolved. Alana experienced a profound sense of despair. She had witnessed her mother struggle intensely to emerge from the abyss. Was her heart on the verge of being shattered once more? That evening, June addressed a little assembly of neighbors, admirers, and a few journalists. I erred, she confessed, her voice quavering. However, I am not evading them. I am acquiring knowledge. I am demonstrating to my daughters that we do not relinquish our self-worth. The audience applauded. Alana observed, uncertain if she felt pride or a sense of protectiveness. She advanced toward her mother gradually. Mother, she added, do not allow your emotions to lead to your subsequent error. June gazed into her daughter's eyes, matured, enlightened, wounded yet optimistic. I will not, dear girl. Not again. Subsequent to that period, Justin and June engaged in a difficult dialogue. He articulated his uncertainties, and rather than imploring him to remain, June acquiesced with a nod. Perhaps love does not always endure the tempest, she remarked gently, but family can. Alana returned to reside part-time. Pumpkin increased the frequency of visits. June commenced mentoring other women in recovery, assisting them in discovering hope throughout their most challenging times. The path to atonement remained extensive. However, June no longer traversed it in solitude. She traversed it alongside her companions, more resilient, more lucid, and imbued with a love impervious to any man's influence. Every morning, without exception, she opened the door, smiled broadly, and said, "Hello, neighbors." Regardless of your past experiences, every narrative warrants a subsequent chapter. Nonetheless, 2 years had elapsed since Mama June garnered attention for her remarkable makeover. June Shannon endeavored to transform her legacy, emerging from a life fraught with addiction, detrimental habits, and poisonous relationships, not alone for her personal benefit but also for her kids, particularly Alana, widely recognized as Honey Boo Boo. The path to redemption is not linear. Although filming had concluded for the season, turmoil persisted within the Shannon household. June has maintained sobriety for over a year now. She participated in her meetings, improved her diet, and assisted others in recovery. Each morning, she awoke to fresh rumors circulating online. June was seen with her ex, Gino, once more. She has resumed taking the medication. Unfortunate Honey Boo Boo. When will someone rescue her? It was irrelevant that none of it was factual anymore. Individuals continued to perceive the former June. Moreover, Alana had begun to experience the repercussions as well. Alana, now 19, was endeavoring to navigate her college experience independently. She was pursuing a degree in communications, aspiring to engage in a conventional career, perhaps in radio or journalism. However, whenever she attempted to establish a new identity, individuals merely referred to her as Honey Boo Boo. During a live student debate, an audience member shouted, "Perform a pageant twirl, Boo Boo." The audience chuckled. However, Alana did not. Later that evening, in her small dormitory room, she initiated a FaceTime call with Mama June. "I fervently desire for this to cease, Mama," she said. "When will we be liberated from it?" June's heart was destroyed. "I believed the most challenging phase had concluded, darling," she remarked softly. "However, I did not anticipate that it would continue to cause this level of pain." Mama June resolved to respond not with rage or another viral interview, but with intention. She reached out to a non-profit organization assisting families impacted by addiction. They together organized a public event in Atlanta. What is the theme? Redefining Us, an odyssey from shame to empowerment. Alana consented to address the event. She approached the stage, not as Honey Boo Boo, nor merely as a reality television personality, but as a survivor. "I was 6 years old when cameras began to follow me," she informed the audience. "I did not seek the attention, yet I have come to embrace my narrative. I do not desire your sympathy. I seek your comprehension. I am not the person I portrayed on television. I am more. My mother is also included." The audience fell silent. Subsequently, they rose and applauded. June positioned herself to the side, removing tears from her visage. Life did not undergo a miraculous transformation following that night. Individuals continued to murmur. Certain blogs continued to publish derogatory headlines. However, a change occurred. Alana initiated an Instagram series titled Healing from Honey, in which she conducted interviews with fellow child stars regarding the reclamation of their identities. Mama June commenced coaching women in rehabilitation clinics. Gradually, the sound of judgment began to diminish. One evening, June and Alana sat on the porch, imbibing sweet tea as the Georgia sun descended beneath the trees. "You know, Mother," Alana remarked, "I no longer hear it as frequently. The boo-boo items. The humor." June grinned. "That is because we ceased allowing them to define us." Alana acquiesced. "Affirmative. It appears we did." For the first time in an extended period, there existed tranquility, not flawless, nor enduring, but genuine. Nevertheless, the morning sun ascended gradually over the tranquil Georgia town as Mama June reclined on her porch, consuming cold coffee and perusing her phone. Headlines prominently included her name once more. Is Mama June seeking to discard Alana? She gazed at the text, her heart racing. It transcended mere tabloid chatter. It was beginning to feel tangible. The whispers were fracturing her family. Alana, recognized globally as Honey Boo Boo, had been dedicating more time to her sister Lauren, also known as Pumpkin. At 16, Alana was experiencing significant growth, both intellectually and emotionally. The notoriety, the anticipations, and the volatility of their family had rendered her cautious. Mama June, emerging from her most challenging period, rehabilitation, legal disputes, fractured relationships, was endeavoring to reconstruct her life. However, the process was fraught with difficulty. June disclosed to her buddy Dodo over the phone that Alana seldom acknowledges her presence any longer. I am uncertain whether she desires to reside here. Dodo exhaled audibly. June is injured. She witnessed all that you endured. However, that girl continues to harbor affection for you. She simply lacks the ability to trust you at this time. A frightening scenario transpired one day in the living room. Alana neglected to wash the dishes, prompting June's irritation. Do you desire to exist in this manner? Perhaps you should reside with Pumpkin on a full-time basis. Alana became immobile. Her eyes brimmed with tears, yet she remained silent. She pivoted and proceeded to her room, forcefully closing the door. Mama June experienced immediate remorse. However, the harm was irrevocable. Alana embraced that singular words as an undeniable truth within her heart. Mother no longer desires my presence. Later that evening, June sat solitary with a box of antiquated photographs, Alana as a toddler in pageants, laughing in tutus, blowing kisses at the camera. Her heart shattered completely. I have made numerous mistakes, she said to herself. However, I refuse to allow my daughter to believe that I do not desire her. She convened a family meeting. Pumpkin, Josh, Jessica, and even Gino attended, albeit with reluctance. Alana positioned herself across the room, arms folded and chin elevated. I acknowledge my recent aloofness, June stated, her voice quivering. However, this is not due to a lack of affection for you. I felt embarrassment. I experienced fear. I was uncertain about how to resolve our issues. Why did you suggest that I depart? Alana inquired, her tone sharp as a knife. June approached deliberately, crouching in front of her daughter. Due to my anger. I reacted impulsively, as I typically do. However, you are my beloved. I will perpetually desire your presence in my life. Alana's tears cascaded down her cheeks. I require assurance that you will not abandon me again. I am present, June murmured. I shall remain here. The subsequent weeks were characterized by therapy sessions, familial gatherings, and brief, yet significant conversations. June attended Alana's school activities, assisted her with homework, and participated in TikTok videos with her. The media continued to speculate, yet June was indifferent. What was significant was that Alana genuinely smiled again, not merely for the camera, but authentically. One evening, Alana shared a photograph of them together along by the caption, "She is not flawless. However, she is making an effort. That suffices for me." It was not about being an impeccable mother. It entailed striving daily to surpass the previous day's achievements. June was aware of the arduous journey that lay before her, although she was certain of one fact: she never desired to part with Alana. She sought to eliminate the version of herself that nearly caused her demise. Greetings, esteemed viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Zara, and I hope your day is going splendidly. If you like the video, please remember to subscribe to the channel.